Hi, this is Mary Kay. Today I'm painting a daffodil on a card. I took a picture of this daffodil and ran it off on the computer. I printed it out and then I traced it with water-soluble carbon paper, copy paper, and then I went over it with a micron pen, archival pen, so that I have a nice black outline. I left out the bottle. So what I'm going to do first is just paint around the background. I'm going to wet up to it. I'm just using water right now. I'm going to do wet into wet on the back and get my background in first. What I'd like to do is just get some nice darks against these petals. So the darks that I'm going to go with some French ultramarine blue, because I think blue and yellow are really beautiful together. So all I'm doing is just going right up next to the petals. Here. And now I'm going to switch to a different color. What color should I switch to? Should I make some green? What should I do? Green would be good. You know what? I feel like going to violet. There's no violet in that picture at all. But I just want to have fun today. And violet is opposite the color wheel of yellow, and so that always makes a very striking color combination. All right, now I've got the violet to there. I'm kind of thinking some green now. In green, I'm going to do yellow and Antwerp blue. You also could just go into your Viridian or PG7 and add a different color to it. But this is how I'm going to do this today. I'm just making this green. You can see I'm just using like the last 3 hairs of my pencil brush. Blending these colors together down to the bottom. If I have this color on this side of the stem, I have to have the same color on the other side of the stem. Be a great place to sign my name if I had a signer out. You know, I'm going to try doing it with a pencil. See what happens. Mary Kay S. Jolly. Let's see. I'm just going to go over that and see what happens. Good enough. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is rinse out my brush. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start to paint around the lines, so that this is called negative painting. So instead of painting this positively, or this leaf positively, I'm going to paint around the edge. And when you're first learning, having that dark line is quite helpful. I'm just going to use the colors that I used already in any combination of these colors. I start right next to this. And then if I look at the picture, I can see that there's the little ridges. So I'm just going to brush those out. They all head towards that. I can add a little green in there just for some, oh, that's pretty. Just different colors in there. I'm going to do, and I'm going up to this leaf because I want this leaf to be lighter than the leaf behind it. Same thing over here. I'm going to go to this one now. I'm going to use the same colors. Okay, I didn't wet it this time. Let's see what happens if it's not wet. It's a little bit more intense, but what I'm going to do now is get my brush wet and soften these edges. And make, I'm going to put a little green in there too, because if there's some over there, there needs to be some here. Okay, I'm going to do this again here. See, so I'm not following the colors on that picture at all. It's not yellow at all yet. I'm just using these beautiful background colors that I put in. Maybe I'll put a little blue in this one. Put there, I have there too. Okay, now this leaf over here. Same thing. I'm going painting around the big tulipy part of that. I'm going to have to figure out the names of these parts of daffodils. Okay, so here I need to have it, and here I need to have it, so I know that leaf is all part of one. Wetting it. Putting a little bit of green. Okay, that's all I need to do. Oh, I left this one out. Sorry, little friend. Here we go. Okay, so that's just diluted paint. Now I'm painting with water. I'm adding both of these colors in, the green and the blue. So, okay, I like that. I'm going to paint the stem now. It's dark green. How am I going to make dark green? I'm going to make my green with yellow and Antwerp, and then I'm going to add French to it. And it's just going to make this dark green. There it is. I'm going to paint the dark green right down this stem. Right here. The stems get wider as they go down lower. I like paintings where the stems go right out the bottom of the painting. I see a lot of people will stop with their stems, kind of make it a vignette. Now, this little white streak here, we have to decide if we're going to leave any white in this painting, because if we are, we need to leave that white. So let's wait on that, and we'll fill it in if we need to. And now I'm going to do the same thing in here. The darkest part is down in the hole here. So I'm going to go in with my darkest purple and blue. It's not really purple, this is actually violet. Okay, so down in here, I'm leaving little white lines because that's where the anthers are. I'm gonna soften the outside edge of this, going around the, I think that's the pistil. I gotta look at my words better. Okay, and then I have these colors everywhere else, so they need to be here too. And now they're brushing out towards the edge of this. Right in here is dark too. Now I'm just using my dirty brush to go into the middle of this here, leaving that white right in there. So now it looks three-dimensional right now, even without the yellow. So I'm tempted just to stop, but there's a real draw in me right now to put yellow over all those colors and see what happens. I'm gonna have to have this dry though, so you have to excuse me for 1 minute while I dry this. When you paint the shadows first and then paint the other part, it's called underpainting. And when you put a color over the top, it's called glazing. So here I have very clean, bright yellow. I'm gonna take a big breath and I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna paint my daffodil, just paint right over the top of all of this. Just see what happens. My paint's getting a little dirty. I want it to be nice and clean on the white spots. Like right in here, I want this to be really bright yellow. What's it doing? Is it turning into a yellow daffodil? I'm kind of holding my breath, hoping this turns out. Well, I think this needs to have a bit of yellowish green now, so I'll just put that up there. Ha! I did it! I painted a yellow daffodil. I also feel like my background needs a couple little yellow streaks since I decided to put the yellow on. I wasn't quite sure when I started, so now I need to have just a little bit of yellow in this background. If I can find a couple like light areas, I can just put a little bit in. It'll be better. Because I need to, I can't just add one color and not have it throughout the painting. So there we go. And now I'm going to take off the tape and you'll see I have this little card with a border. And there it is. Thanks for watching.